Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Sangracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parampara. Om Sagana Vavadu Sagana Punaktu Sagaviryam Karavavakai Tejasvina Vadidamastama Vatvishavake. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mokshunam Vidarthaya Tattva Bodha Abhidiyate. Good morning. So we are discussing the Jivan Mukta. So we will just have a very quick recap of what we discussed in the last class. So once the notional identity is lost and the Jivatma gets the recognition that he is Sachidananda Swarupaha, the teacher says he is a Jivan Mukta. So the disciple asked the question, Nanu Jivan Muktaha Kaha. So I don't know how to move this on away. Just a second. Okay. So the teacher said, Yatha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmiti Dhanaschyas Tata Naham Brahmanaga na Shudraga na Purushageti Kintu, but Aham Asankaha Sachidananda Surupaka Prakasha Rupaka Sarvantriyami Chitakasha Ruposmi Iti Dridanichya Aprokshanyanam Aprokshanyanavahan Jivan Muktaha. So like I say that I am this person, I am the employee of this company, I am so-and-so, or I say I'm not that person, or I'm not that woman, or I'm not that Brahmana or Shudra. How easily we say that. That identity comes to so easily. Same way, instead of saying that, if someone is able to say, I am Asankaha, Sachidananda Surupaka, Prakasha Rupaka, Idhyadi, if he says that, how Dridanichaya, very confident way, if you are able to recognize that and cognizant of the fact that you are the Atma, then you are the Jivan Mukta. So this is very difficult to swallow when it was revealed by the rishis, because Mukti means to attain a perfection that cannot be possible in this world. One has to die. Therefore, the Videha Mukti or Deha Nasham is the only way to get the Mukti. So how can you have a person in this world, like anybody else, like you and I, call himself a Jivan Mukta? How is it possible? Because, if to be perfect, you can never be perfect in this world. There's always a problem. And of course, we also have this kind of a view that, the human mind is such that, the inherent ego is such that, I'm happy to surrender, worship, praise, bow my head to some supernatural image with 5 hands, 4 hands, 1,000 hands, or with 1 hand, or no hands, or a bird, or a monkey, or a cow, or a tree, or a stone, because they're all different, not me, not human being. Therefore, they can be divine. But how can a person like me, exactly like me, wearing a trousers, shirt, or wearing a sari, how can that person be divine? How can that person be a mukta? That's a problem, because that's the reason why, in spite of the enormous knowledge potential that we have, we struggle because we are not able to seek and surrender to the Jivan Muktas, the Jnanis, the Paramatma Swarupaha, the Avatara Purushas. Krishna wasn't recognized as the Avatara Purusha except few people. Devaki, his father, his mother, to sit next to Yashoda, Draupadi, Kunti, Vitura. Very few. Even Arjuna did not realize Krishna was divine until he comes to this battleground and become as Shishya to him. So we don't really appreciate how can somebody be a Jivan Mukta? It's impossible. And also we ask the question, how can one be pure and perfect? So it's very difficult to remove the malas from this body, the mind. But yet you can do. This is the beauty of Vedanta, because the very act of cleansing yourself, when do you need to cleanse yourself? You go and play rugby on the ground, you come home, your wife or mother says, don't enter the house, you're so dirty. And they give you water, you wash it up. Why were you dirty? Because you're playing rugby. How did you play? You just fell everywhere, touched everybody. So you get the impurities when you become sangha, when you attach to somebody. When you are asankaha, when you are not attached at all, you are always pure. So there is a process by which you can purify yourself by doing all kinds of rituals, which is still essential to do. Purify your mind and body as much as you can, because you cannot make them perfect. So therefore, if you look at the Jivan Mukta for a perfect body and mind we do not see, so forget that. Perfect body, you are for disappointment. But by dissociating from the body and the mind, you are not owning up to the dirt and filth and malam of the embodiments. You become always pure. So that's why Jivan Mukta is asankaha, untouched. He's pure. But how can you be untouched? Is it something like a, wire connected or not connected, or you have to unscrew something to be untouched? That can only be recognized by the Vedanta Jnana. But we know that Vedanta Jnanam is all practical steps. So there is nothing mystical, yes. There's nothing illusory, nothing impossible. You just have to have Shraddha and follow it. The very act of enjoying something and disliking something, how it comes and goes, is not going because the object is gone. You enjoy this car. When you buy the car is with you for 5 years. You don't enjoy it anymore. It's fine. Then it becomes a burden. So it is not the object that is making you feel good and bad about it. It is yourself. Therefore, when I buy the car, when I can realize that in 10 years it will be a junk, doesn't mean that I should hate the car now, but I can at least know that I'm not attached to it. So the asankaha is the bhavana. And for that, he gives some example. In one more question that came to me, I will answer that. So, examples when you teach or learn Vedanta, you can't give an example that is convenient for you to explain the point. You can do that, but the rules are that you should follow the Drishtantam given in the Vedanta. That's why you always hear this pot and clay pot and mirage and things like that, because those Drishtantams are simple to understand, simple to shock you, yet profound to penetrate deeper. So here, if you look at it, Prakasha Rupaka, Chitakasha. So Akasham, Prakasham, just example. When you read it poetically, okay, it's a light, it's a space everywhere, so it's omnipresence, omniscience. Well, that's a Vachyartham. But if you really look at it, because we have a question now about Asankaha. Now we can find the meaning in these two words. Akashaha is what? Of Akashaka iti Akashaka. Whatever gives space to accommodate you is Akashaka. So therefore, can I worship this sky? Yes, you can worship the sky. Everything you can worship. But is the sky is the Brahman that you defined or identified? No, it's just an example. Because Akasham also you can see. Light also you can see in a gross form. Therefore, these are only example to give you. They do not define the ultimate. But the examples are so apt. Akasha, if you take it, space, everything is in the space, is it not? You are in the space, I am in the space. The space is a container of everything. But space is in everything. You look at the screen now, I can see Yata Devogam, Purishokam, Brahman. Okay, all these letters are standing out because each letter is having a space next to it. In the space, the whole screen is there. In the screen, sentences there. In the sentences, there are space. So it is a container and contained. You remove the space, nothing there. Everything is gone. But do you see the space? No. If you see the space, you can't see the letters. Same way, the prakasham, if you look at the light of it, light is there everywhere. Because of the light, you see my face right now. Because it is a inert, insentient object, my face is, it reflects the light. So you are able to see it. So is a light that comes on me, sunlight that's hitting my face now. If I move away, does the light move with me? See, you can see the light now. Move, it doesn't. Why? It's asankara. In the light, you see my face, but light is not on my face. They use the word very casually. The reflected object is seen in the light, but light is untouched by my face. My face cannot touch the light. Asankara. So all pervasive stuff is always asankara. The glorious examples for us are the light and the akasha. That's the reason why he says that. Okay, so therefore in all these questions, see, we don't need to have any argument at all if you have Shraddha in Vedanta, because we just take it. But our yukti comes in every now and then, it asks questions, that's fine. But we question a part of the concept. We take mukti is possible, we take Ishvara is possible. But when there's Jivan Mukta, we question it. So therefore it is incorrect to question it. But nevertheless, when such a question comes in, they should resolve them, because Mananam is about Samshaya Nivritti. The Jivan Mukta, where he is now, Jivan Mukta has passed through the Shravanam, which is about ignorance Nivritti, Avidya Nivritti, Ajnana Nivritti, by getting new knowledge. Then he contemplates knowledge and doubts come in. He asks the questions and clarify the doubts. That's Mananam. So he's come to the point where he's got an absolutely wonderful knowledge, no doubts, everything he knows. Like, you know how to cook. Absolutely everything he knows. He got all the ingredients to cook. But he has not eaten it, he has not cooked it, he has not eaten it. That is a Nididhyasana. Of course, Tattva Bodha did not talk about it much, but I told you about this. Nididhyasana is, like for example, every day I eat and then 10 o'clock I go to my library in the North Arrow. I go there last week, the library is closed, it removed, it go to new place. So yesterday I go, my legs go back to the same place. Why? Because it still have the Viparita Jnanam. Library is here. But I know that library has moved. So what I have to do now? I have to reorient myself. So once you have the right knowledge about Jiva Brahma Vedanta Ragasyam, or the Jivatma Jnanam, Atma Bodham, then you have to put into practice. How do you need to put into practice? Not sitting there and closing the eyes. Every time when you are doing something with Viparita Jnanam, what is Viparita Jnanam? Wrong knowledge. You get angry, you get jealous, you get greed, you get everything that is thinking of duality. Then you draw back. That is not my route to my library this way. So this continuous prayatnam is called Nishta. So one who actually performs this consciously, continuously, there may be little fall, no problem. Correct it. When you do that all the time, then it becomes like, when Pete Sampras hit the backhand, you don't care because it comes to him naturally. Because by playing, it's smooth, it comes out. So like that, you become a Nishta. That Jivan Mukta is what we talked about. Okay? So now, we also look very quickly to become a Jivan Mukta. Therefore, we need 3 important domain knowledge and application. Of course, the first one is already in your mind, which is Adhigarato. Don't ever forget it. You have to be qualified. We are already qualified. We are able to talk about it now. We're able to hear about it. But we need to further qualify that. Once you qualify it, we take 3 domain knowledge. Tattva Jnanam, that's what we are currently learning. Vasanakshayam, we will learn a little bit more what it is. That is about our past karmas, samskaras. Manonasam, so that we don't do any more karma this time. So these 3, when we do it, you will see immediately dukkha nivritti, sukha prapti. You will not worry about anything. You won't have any fear. Imagine you go to bed tonight, so much of worries you had. Next day morning you get up, the whole world looks completely new to you. Everything is red carpeted for you. Sun is rising for you. The birds are chirping for you. Flowers are blossoming for you. You feel completely fresh. No fear, no dependency, no attachment. How do you feel? Everything is so interesting now. So Jivan Mukta is in that state. Sukha Prapti. It is promising us we can all be Jivan Mukta. When you have that, and when we still live in this world, the question comes in, then how do you live in this world? Can the Jivan Mukta become God, and can you not do magic, and can you not avoid all his problems? Can you not remove this corona just like the flash of a hand? Why does he do all that? So that question comes into mind. Then what happened when he dies? When he dies means his body is shut down. Then he attains Videha Mukti. So in this text that follows, the teacher is talking about Videha Mukti and Jivan Mukti for a Jivan Mukta. So for me, for people like us who are still in the early days of understanding what it's all about, we should know a little bit more about this. Because what the Videha Mukti does, it does karma nivritti. Karma, what is karma? Nivritti means just gone. So you can see in the way that I do the picture, Jivan Mukta has got complete freedom from the grief and full of happiness, but his karma still lingers around. The karma lingers around so that he can attain Videha Mukti. Otherwise, you would still have Buddha around, Jesus around, Krishna around in the bodies. We may have got bored of them because we can't sustain any object of experience, no matter what it is. If it is something to be experienced as an object, you keep away. How long you sit in front of the God? Yeah, it's finished. Yada charam kachami, do the arati, mangala chanam, close the room. Because Swatantram is our subhavam. You want to be free, even from the bindings of ritualistic worships. So let us therefore see what he's saying. The next one, he says, Brahmaiva ahamasmi iti aproksha jnanena nikila karma bandha vinidmukta syat. So here he is talking about Videha Mukti. Here you can see he's talking about Brahmaiva Ahamasmi. In Sanskrit, it's such a perfect language. You can turn around the verb, object, subject, in anywhere you can place it. So here basically what he's saying, Aham Brahmasmi. Brahmasmi Aham. Brahma Aham Asmi. Asmi Aham Brahma. Everything is perfect. So Aham Brahmasmi iti, by saying Aham Brahmasmi, by realizing Aham Brahmasmi, how? Aparoksha jnanena. Paroksha jnana means jnanam that is directed through a media. Aparoksha jnana means that is no media, it's only self-knowledge. By the self-realization, when one attains the Atma Bodham means that I am Satchidananda Swarupaha, Asankaha, Kudastha Swarupaha, and all and so forth. This Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakyam. Like Tattvamasi, it's an Upadesa Mahavakyam. Aham Brahmasmi is, we can say, Anubhuti Mahavakyam. Tattvamasi is to be heard by the teacher. To be heard by the disciple. Teacher tells a student, Tattvamasi, you are that. He will say so when we are ready to understand the import of that one. Then you do the Nidishashanam by the grace of God, by the gurus, by many jan of Punya Karma. It dawns in you that, yes, I am the Atma. Then you declare to yourself, don't stand up and preach, Aham Brahmasmi. So that is a sign of a Jivan Mukta. A Jivan Mukta is one who has got the Aham Brahmasmi as an Anubhuti Mahajnanam. For him, what happened? Karma Bandha. It's another word given. Nikila Karma Bandha. Nikila means Akila, all. Complete Karma Bandha. Two words. Bandha means bondage. Karma Bandha means karma of bondage. That bondage is Vinirmuktaha, completely removed. Vinirmuktaha Siyat. So he has defined, we already talked about it. So to attain Videha Mukti, you cannot just simply be good things in life and die. You will come back to this world based on your karmas. But when we die with the Aproksha Jnanam that Aham Brahmasmi, that means I am become Jivan Mukta, then you get a Videha Mukti. That means you are one with the God. Now I think we should understand Karma Bandha, because here he talks about Jivan Mukta. So we'll have a very quick word about Aham Brahmasmi and Karma Bandha. The Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakya, which is in quite a few places, but comes in the Brihadaranya Upanishad. So Brahma va idam agra asit tat atmanam evavet aham brahmasmi iti. Tasmat tat sarvam abhavat tat yo devanam pratyabhutyata sayeva tat abhavat tata rishinam tata manushyanam tadai pasyan rishi vamadevah pratipate aham manur abhavam suryas cheti tat itam api etariya evam veda aham brahmasmi iti sayitam sarvam bhavati. Without going into great detail, we'll understand what it says. Aham brahmasmi iti. Iti means in such way. Aham brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. Who says this? Brahmava idam agra asit. Agra means before. Before everything, the Brahman was alone. The Brahman said to itself, Atmanam evavet aham brahmasmi iti. So imagine there's only Brahman everywhere. And the Brahman, we do not know the reason, thought to itself, aham brahmasmi. The moment it says aham brahmasmi, it became all. It means many things created around it. Idam created. Because the moment you say aham, then there is something else. By the very will of the Brahman, aham brahmasmi. But here it's a very paradoxical sentence. We will not dwell deeper into this. It became all means everything was created. It started indwelling in everything else. Therefore, Brahman is all. So everything created. Tat yo devana. And whoever among the gods who thought the same way that aham brahmasmi, they become the Brahman. Tata rishinam, tata manushyanam. Same with the seers, same with the great sages, same great people, Jivan Muktas. When they say aham brahmasmi, not say, when they realize aham brahmasmi, they become that. This is the Shruti Vakyam. We have to have Shraddha on this. And he gives an example here. Rishi Vamadeva Pratipate, he thought aham manuhu, aham suryaha. So he thought, he said, I was a Manu, I was a son. So Rishi Vamadeva was, Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita that I was teaching Ikshvaku, I was teaching son. Arjuna asked the question, how can you teach them? Because he was aham brahmasmi, he knows it. He was the Brahman, he was everything. But most interesting thing, the last line, and to this day, that idam api, etriya evam veda, whoever understand this way, aham brahmasmi, sa idam sarvam bhavati. There is no other pramana vakya we need. Veda says, even today, that means even today, tomorrow, for everywhere, every day, every time. When you're able to know aham brahmasmi, which means we must be taught tattvamasi by the teacher, which means we must have the tattva jnanam, vasanakshayam, manonasam, which means we must have the adhigaratvam, which means we must be a good person in this world, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to give you the potency of that word, brahmasmi. So karma is the next question. Therefore, the disciple was not asking, the teacher is saying, karmani katividhani santi iti chet. If you ask, if you say, karmani katividhani, how many different types vidhani, how many different types these karmas are existing? Santi means existing. If you ask, agami sanchita prarabdha bhedena trividhani santi. So the teacher is saying, if you ask me what different types of karmas are existing, I can tell you there are three types: agami, sanchita, prarabdha. Different, bhedena, different in three types. So he has now given you another knowledge that there are three types of karma. So the teacher is now only focusing on Jivan Mukta, because he showed the difference that Jivan Mukta and the Videha Mukti, the difference is in the Jivan Mukti, Karma Nivritti is not complete. Therefore now he needs to fulfill that. Therefore he defines, quotes what is three karmas, and then he's going to say how the Jivan Mukta is going to surpass or relinquish or burn away these karmas. But we are not Jivan Mukta yet. So So we need to know what is the background and how do we do this? How do we sort this out? So karma means what? So sometimes we use the word in different places colloquially. In Tamil, even say if something that is you don't want to touch it, you say karma. Something which is you want to disown it, you say karma. It's very lot of insight in that because that is basically your meaning karma palam. So what is going to happen? You really don't want it. So inherently, something that you want to despise, you don't want to own it, you want to avoid, is karma palam. Why? Because you will know karma palam is what makes us to be born in this world unknowingly. By knowingly, you can come as an avatar purusha. You can enjoy it. But if you come by karmas, that's because of karma pala. So by colloquially we say chichi karma, we say we inherently we don't want the karma pala. But what do? We want karma. We do karma. The karma comes from the root word kru. Kru means to do. Forced to do. See, kru also comes to kriya. Kriya is something you do voluntarily. So kriya, there's something that we'll talk about it later. So karma, therefore, is kru, which you are made to do, is karma. Well, nobody made to do to come and sit in this class, you say. Well, of course, I have to say you took some effort to come. But you are made to make this effort. You are made to think about this class. You are made to associate in satsang because of your karma. So we need to understand what is karma. We talked about it before, but I think it's important to go back because this is the essence of our life. Therefore, karma gives you karma palam. Palam means that it is not the result of the action, it is the effect of an action. Do you understand the difference? So if I hit you, it hurts you. It is not the karma palam. It's an effect, hit you. But it hurts your mind. It gives me happiness that I hit you because I'm a sadist. So I have an effect on me. Right now, I understand it is an output of an action which is important for your mental satisfaction, your expectation. Sometimes it can be unexpected. But when you do this karma based on certain dharma, here dharma is righteousness, then the karma palam becomes positive and sometimes maybe negative also when you don't do it right. So an action and the result of the action. So whenever we say karma is people say law of karma means it is fatalistic. Or somebody is born blind because it's karma. Somebody is just fallen down, it's his karma. I can't do anything because it's his karma. He must suffer. That is wrong. Karma is a side of a coin. Dharma is another side of the coin. You can't have karma without dharma. When somebody is fallen down and you know that he's fallen down with nobody's pushing, you know that in Shastra Jnanam it is a karma, he's suffering there. But then you have a dharma to lift him up. So it rises. So karma and dharma is, see, the effect of that karma would come and help us. So before we go to karma palam, let's understand karma itself. So what about the action I do? I get up in the morning, have a bath, I eat my breakfast, take my car, drop my children in the school, go to work like a dog, come back. All this action I do. Are they are karma? Yes, they are karma. But Vedas are not really worried about explaining all this action for you, because this is giving you sanction to you. Go ahead and do the thing what is needed to do what? To get your artha and kama. In this world, artha means the means to live, what you need to live, and how you want to be happy. Go ahead and enjoy it. So even if you do not know the Vedas, we go and do it for the two reasons. I want to have the means, security, my house. Well, I got the security now, but I want a 5-star house now. So I want a bigger house, karma. But we draw ethics and morality, legal codes, religious code, family culture, heritage. So we do worldly action and we get results. Sometimes we don't get results. Sometimes somebody don't do any action, they get results. So when you don't have the law of karma, you don't understand it. How can somebody who is always perpetual bad man is living happily? Or if you have viparita jnana, if you don't understand it very well, you'll think, well, maybe I can also be a bad person. So there is something missing when you don't have the Shastra to guide us in the action that we do, because without action, we can't get anything in this world. Therefore, Vedas give you Vaidika karma, Vedic actions. So it is like a model. So it gives the whole model, you go and do whatever you want to execute. I'm not going to worry about that. It's called Samanya Dharma. Be truthful, don't be too violent, don't be aggressive. Then he gives Vishesha Dharma. Well, if you are responsible to protect your citizens, protect against the bad animals, bad people. There is no ahimsa. That's why Arjuna is able to kill the enemies. Ahimsa is not an unconditional value in our Sanatana Dharma. Any god you'll see, even Lord Ganesha, chubby face, he's got Ankusham Pasam. Hurt who? Hurt which is adharmic. So ahimsa is not a blanket law. So Vedas define this. Now it brings a different dharma. The first line of dharma is righteousness. Here it is giving a dharma as an objective. Here it is bringing, well, you notice that you don't get an effect of your action when you do this time, because I'm not able to give you that. Imagine for a minute, the action results are given by the God, okay? God is not doing anything with this, but let's just take an assumption. I do something, God gives me the benefit. The God tells me that I'm not able to give you for so many reasons, my boy, because I have to balance the whole world. You are asking something which is contradicting what your wife is asking something. You don't know what she's asking for it. Both are asking the same thing. Both are doing the same thing. Therefore, I moderate, I give you something. But what you really need, I keep it in a safe deposit box for you. I give you a token, it's called punya. I keep it there. And some other day, I am going and I lost the way. Nobody was there. I was so scared. Suddenly somebody comes there, pick me up in the car, drop me where I need to drop. I said, you are like God. Somebody has come there. That is, unseen benefit came to me because of my punya. So he debits my credit. So here dharma becomes another motivation for us. Don't worry about if you don't getting an effect this janma. It is a punya. Keep accumulating this punya. Therefore, your goal become not artha kama, it becomes dharmartha kama. And it is giving you life here and hereafter. So now when you start believing this, Shraddha, two benefits come in. First benefit is, I'm not going to die eternally. I'm going to come back again. There is another life. There is another life. Therefore, there is a room for improvement. Number one. Number two, nothing goes unwasted. Something will be taken care of. To take care of this, I need a supreme power. Therefore, whenever in the meeting minutes, when somebody doesn't come to the office, to the meeting, you put the work on him, right? Okay, he didn't come to the meeting, everything on him. So we put the onus on God. God becomes the karma bala data, one who is taking care of the responsibility, booking clerk, he maintains all this. But to do this, it gives you some injunctions. It gives you some rules. Now you follow my rule. You want to guarantee that everything good you do, I will give you benefits. Equally, when you do something bad, I'll hurt you. But what I will do, I will give you in small, small portions to you. Because if I give you all the joy, your heart cannot take, because you are already having a heart attack. You just, you're gone. Or if I give you all the trouble that you accumulated, you can't cope. So I'll give you little doses. So be thankful. Your joys are limited. The sorrows are small. Never be greedy about not getting anything that you cannot have it now, simply because you cannot have it now. You're not able to cope with this. Don't be sad that you're having a trouble, because the trouble is giving you a debit to remove your accumulated papas. So it is giving you, therefore, acceptance. See, the same action that you do, now giving you, by taking law of karma, making you better to do the same action with a little bit more just. When you are moving towards that approach to performing things, you are not anymore a karma karta. Karta means doer, but you become a karma yogi. So, what are this injunction? First one, it gives you what's called a vidita karma. Vidita means imposed injunction. You have to do it. Nobody told me this. If you say, well, you have to really go back to your parents, your teachers, your school, your elders, or at least now learn from the others that what is your samanya dharma and vishesha dharma. Samanya dharma, everybody knows, truthfulness and all that. Vishesha dharma is, if you are born in this family, you have to do these rituals, these sandhya mandirams, you do. These prayers you do. It comes in two aspects of it. Nitya karma and naimitika karma. Nitya karma means what you have to do every day. Naimitika karma is what you do with the special occasion. When somebody is born, somebody is dead, marriage rituals, graha pravesham. But these are all not Upanishadic? No. But how can doing this, how can I doing Sandhya Vandanam, how can I do this Graha Pravesham, a ritual for the marriage, going to give me punya dharma? How is it possible? It's because this is not giving the punya directly. The punya and papa, punya is a credit to give you benefit, papa is a credit to give you impact, or the result of not the action that you do. It's very, very important. A tiger kills every sheep. So it means, is it condemned for hell, killing everything? A butcher who is cutting it ritualistically, cutting it, pray to God, cutting it and giving the food to eat, is he doing perpetual sin? A doctor performs an operation, patient dies as he did, sin? I think jealous of your new car. I didn't do any harm physically. Do I do a sin? Yes, I do. So the punya and papa are not the gross action that you do, the attitude of the action that you have. See, now you shift the focus from the bhavana. This is the essence of karma yoga. Karma yoga is not sitting, closing eyes and like doing a homa. No, karma yoga is not going to the temple. Karma yoga is doing what you ought to do with it karma. There are a few more categories I'm going to say. Do them in dharma, but do them with an attitude of selflessness. And there are nisheda karma. That's something you cannot do. Never look at stealing somebody's wallet. Things like that. Never do things. There are Veda which gives you a little bit more specific one. If you do nisheda karma, if you do things that you should not to be doing, you acquire papas. And there are certain things which are nishkama karma. Of course, everything should be done nishkama karma. Eventually, nishkama means without any desire. But to practice this, see, how can I not having desire? I got a job. People misquote Bhagavad Gita. They say, look, do the job, don't expect results. How can it possible? I got a job because I want to get my salary. How can I not expect my salary? How can I work without expecting salary? That's a very bad example. Because remember, let's take the example, the simple example here. Salary comes to you every month. You get employed because that's an employment contract. What the contract says, I will pay you this much money, you do the job. Therefore, you enter into the contract. Therefore, you are not earning a salary. People say, I'm earning a salary. No. You are paying for your salary. You're paying by work to your salary. You are repaying. You're doing what you need to give back to your employer so that the salary that you're gaining at the end of the month is matching that. Therefore, the obligation is not on the employer. It's on you. Therefore, you don't have desire. You have an obligation, duty. You see, this difference is very important to understand. Otherwise, you misquote Gita. When Arjuna, Krishna says, take the arrow, aim at Karnan's neck, leave the arrow. He gives him that instruction. If Arjuna does not expect the result, I don't want to worry, I just do it. No, he will not. He has to do that because it's an obligation on him, duty on him. So everything if you take a duty as a duty, you don't expect. Another simple example I would say. So somebody just drops something, you pick them up and give it to them. And they take it and go away. They didn't say thank you to you. I told the example before. It's a very simple example, very good. But you get hurt because this person looks very civilized, a three-piece suit, going to the office. I gave him his purse. He didn't have the courtesy to do. Your day is spoiled. The same person sees you in the afternoon in the canteen and he profoundly apologizes. He says, look, my mind was confused in the morning. I had so many things that I was thinking about this all the time. Thank you so much. See, when you take and give that help to the person, it's your duty, it's a dharma. The effect is, what is the result of the action? You pick the purse and give it to the person got the wallet. He rightfully wants. Action is finished. But the effect of the action is a punyam that accumulates for you, going to come back. So don't have expectation. But sometimes I like to have desires. I want to enjoy the good food. I want to have an excellent television. I want to buy. Can I not do those karmas? Yes, do. Because dharmartha kama. Kama is also one of these important thing for you. So enjoy it. Ask for it. Go for it. Take it. As long as rightful way. But slowly, you become nishkama karmika. You can even do that only to make you do things without desire, to give you the practice. Vedas give you certain nishkama karma. Example, it's called a Panchamahayagyam. In Tattva Bodha comes to you. You have to do Panchamahayagyam. 5 different things you must do every day. What are they? Worship God, worship the rishis by reading the Puranas, worship the Pitrus, give feed to the Adithis, or if you can't feed them, give them a call the old friend of him. How are you doing? Is COVID is impacting you? Are you happy? Anything I can do? Just a word of mouth. Hitam mata. Plants, now put some water to the plants. When you do all this, you do ritually every day without expecting anything. You don't expect anything from the bird come and eating it. Of course, it's going to give you happiness. There is some drive there. But you slowly change everything to Nishkama Karma. The last one, which is a very important one, very seldom to be used, is called Prayaschitta Karma. That if you miss the Vidita Karma, or if you do something which is Nisheda Karma, which you should not be doing, you've done it, then you do a Prayaschitta. So, but you do Prayaschitta only for action beyond your control, or by doing the Prayachittam, you can make benefit to others. So you don't do Prayachittam that every day you don't do Vidita Karma, you do Prayachita Karma every day. That's what you cannot do. You can't say blame the Saturn or a Jupiter in the 7th house and Guru Pairchi is your problem. No. So all these planets are giving you an indication. They are messengers. They are not imposing your karma. They are only highlighting your karma. So, for example, Sandhya Vandanam people do, they do the Prayaschitta Mandaram every day because Vedas say you do Sandhya Vandanam on a particular time when the sun touches the horizon, not showing itself out. Very difficult to find that time. So therefore you do Prayaschitta Mandaram every day. That's fine. But you don't do Shraddham for your parents or grandparents or whatever you need to do. Year after year you do Prayachittam, give a Varakai, that's fine. That is of no use. Anyway, so this is all karma. Now, what is karma palam? So, as we discussed, it comes in two forms, a direct effect and an indirect effect. If it happens now, it's a direct effect. It's called drishta palam. Drishta means that you can see. Adishta means that you can't see. It comes out, credited somewhere. So, whatever we accumulated so far, they're all in the sacks loaded somewhere in a warehouse. It's called Sanchita Karma. Sanchita means collected, accumulated, aggregated. You can ask the question, when was it started? If it is not given by God, if my action, when was the action started? Now, you can ask the question, no guru is going to answer you, but they will give a smile at you. And you cannot say, I won the battle. They can't answer it. If you ask a simple question, if you're eating an omelette and it's an egg, and when does the egg came, before the chicken or egg? Can you answer it before eating it? You can never eat it. You can never answer it. This is the essence of Vedanta. Takes every question, but it takes you to the point where either the answer is not relevant or the question is not relevant. If the question cannot be solved with your knowledge, the question must be dissolved. So here, when you ask, when is the karma started? You can't say. Illusion, maya, mithya. It's like, if you do not know about something, when I ask you, I tell the answer to you, so you know it now. If I ask you, since when you did not know this? You say, I don't know. I didn't know. And what's the point of going back in time and say, when did not know this? No point. Same way, there's no point in knowing when did I start the karma. How can I get rid of these sacks? There are sacks and sacks of it. So what's happening there? This is accumulated karma palam. It's called the causal. So it should ring a bell now. So is it something all piled up in some mountain and God is sitting on it? Chitragupta is sitting on it? No. It's all piled up in us. We are the one carrying this. This is in the causal body. In the Karana Sariram, we talked about it. The Karana Sariram is nothing but this Sanchita Karma Palam. In simple called Sanchita Karma, Karma Palam. It's all there, yet to fructify. It's not started creating. It's like a seed. It's all grain, not grown. Anadi. Okay. What happened then? It is avyaktam. Then it is taken from this. The God takes a portion of it, a handful maybe, and he call it prarabdha karma palam. What is that? My boy, you need to reduce all these sacks of grain. Therefore, I'm giving you a dose now. Exhaust it. You say, how am I going to exhaust it? Take this birth. Which birth? Well, depending on what is the best way to exhaust it. The best way to exhaust it maybe, I look at the seeds, I mean, better to be a tiger, or better to be a tree, or better to be a man with only one leg, or better to be a great personality, born for 100 years. So this handful of thing given into the prarabdha karma bowl decides the birth. So it is a quota that is started imparting the effects and benefits here and now. It is like, like Shankara says, Mukta Ishavat. Mukta Ishavat means, Mukta means liberated. Ishu means arrow. An arrow that is left. You can't do anything. Even the bowman cannot go and touch the arrow anymore. It is gone. It is now going towards the target. It is let go. The prarabdha karma is given us, it started fructifying it. It is going to go through us. It is going, so all the suffering that we have, all the good things we are going to enjoy, we are enjoying it, is resulting from the prarabdha karma that we carry in this birth. Nothing we can do. Be it Mahatma Gandhi, Gautama Buddha, Krishna, Rama. Rama had to go through it. But is not Rama Jivan Mukta? Yes. When he was asked to go to the forest, Kaikeyi was intrinsically happy, a different kind of happiness. Bharadan was completely sad. Lakshmana was angry. Dasharatha was so sad he died. Rama went there happily. Jivan Mukta. It's a prarabdha karma, it will come and go. But how come then I think if I get trouble, fine, and my prarabdha karma, but the whole aircraft collapses, 300 people die. Whose prarabdha karma it is? Is all the 300 people have the same prarabdha karma? How does it get happen? See, when you start using the yukti and create questions, it's difficult to answer fully. But you can do, in a way, Shastra gives you, this is I don't know if you saw the movie, this wonderful movie, this person, English movie, I forgot the name of the movie. He meets God, God gives him the power to be a God for a day. And then he gets all the problems of the world, and his responsibility becomes so big. So he is, the Parabrahman has got the prarabdha karma of this samashti. Vyashti is yours. Samashti is everybody's. Now he need to balance them both. That is why when the arrow was hit, the Dharma Devata of Karna was helping him so that the arrow went through without hitting Karna the first time. Adishta balam. So the God decides the path of the arrow, the vector of the arrow, the wind has to blow, it has to divert away, the bird should not be killed, therefore the bird's life is still a little more, therefore a wind blows, the hunter's arrow goes and falls down. So hunter did an action, he cannot get anything anymore, he cannot get the result out of it. Why? The result is given by the Ishvara. Gita says, Karmanyeva adhikarashu. You have the right to perform the action. The result comes from the Ishvara. That's why, again, Karma Yoga gives you help. So whatever happens by your action, don't think it is because of you. It is by the Ishvara. So there is another benefit. So you started accepting the result as a Ishvara Prasad. Your action, but you know that you have the right only to let the arrow go. Of course, you have the right, you have the privilege. You can decide, I cannot do, I will do. The moment you start thinking and performing the action, Mukta Ishvat, it is left. Then whatever happens, Ishvara Prasad. If you take that approach, then even a suffering is Ishvara Prasad. That's why even a diabetic person will get a laddu from Tirupati, you get in the hand, even doesn't go to the mouth, you can't eat it, but you go to your head. You don't discard it. Otherwise, you'll discard the sweet because you're diabetic. Ishvara Prasad. Imagine everything that you see in life is Ishvara Prasad. Everything will become reverential. What is there to worry? Anyway, so here, the Samasti Vyashti is combined. Therefore, it gives you further answer to your question. Well, my praratham alone is not important. It's also my atmosphere. Lokaha. Lokaha means your circumstances, where you are. You will be even a rat that you have in your house, a rodent, the pet that you enjoy at your house. It is your prarabdha. You cannot have someone that you can give love to, someone you can hate. You hate, not can, you hate. It's because you're prarabdha. So you go through that prarabdha karma. Now, I am given instruction to go down to the earth, enjoy this prarabdha by eating those grains, cooking or whatever, I eat those grains. Therefore, I keep on eating it. It's finished. I go back to the Sanchita Karma. Another sack is opened. I go back. Millions of Dharma. Everything is empty. I'm free. I don't need to know anything at all. No Vedam I need. No Brahmanayana I need. I don't need Vedantam. I don't need to worship God. I just keep on eating. But I can't do that. Why? The moment I eat, I have energy, mind is activated, I start doing things. I do karma. When I do karma, what happens? I create new seeds. It also, some of the even little bit of growth comes in there. So I am coming down to this world to expand my papa punya as a grain of stuff given to me. I do not know that. But because I'm embodied, I have to do karma in this world. I do karma. I do not know how to do as a karma yoga. Therefore, I do as a karma with my desire. I accumulate more grain. So instead of coming down to expend everything, I accumulate a little bit more. So what I accumulate like this is called agami karma. It doesn't fructify yet. You're just accumulating it. That's the reason why I do this Rudra Jabam, I build this temple, I give money to the poor people. I don't see any result. What's happening to my punyam? Why should I do the punyam? I'm still feeling suffering. That's because all your good things you are doing now is deposited in the agami chest. A little bit may come out, this benefit, you don't know. But generally, it is out there. Hold it for you. But what you're going through is your prarabdha. Now, this gives you a tremendous level ground. You will accept everything. So my child is autistic. He is not able to perform well. Is karma? Fine. But at least he's not doing more things by being a normal child, doing more karma. So he's in a better position, reverential. So you become accepting everything. Acceptance, no resistance is half the moksha, is it not so? So this is the three kinds of karma. Sanchita karma, sack of papa punya, prarabdha karma, what has been released. You can't avoid it, you have to endure it. Please endure it. Endure it by accepting it so that you can enjoy it. Like, when the chicken pox come in, they say it's at 14 days, it will not go. But they'll give you elanir, coconut water, curd rice. Chicken pox doesn't hurt you. It just looks bad on you. But they will give fantastic food. So enjoy it. I remember I enjoyed it. I get elanir every day, coconut water every day, 3-4 times. Endure it. But you also have to do karma. Since I am not able to do as a karma yoga yet, but at least I can do with dharma. So I do with the dharma something so that my alchemy karmas collection that I am piling up is largely punya. What happened to the punya? This goes into the sack. Sack is filled up, and then you have another one. So I'm going to stop it here. I think I've already taken you 8-10 more minutes. So what I have today able to share with you is 2 important words. Jivan Mukta has got Aham Brahmasmi as an Anubhava Jnanam. Aham Brahmasmi is the recollection, recognition, and realization of that I am that Satsvarupam. He still have the karma. The karma he is holding on to this, the prarabdha karma. And then we understand what is karma means, what is karma to karma yoga means, why we should be doing karma yoga more. Then we understand sanchitam, prarabdham, and agami. And then we understand prarabdha karma means something we should endure. Now, we stop it here in the next class. We will see how the Jivan Mukta is transcendent and then what is his final state. So thank you very much. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Lakshmi ji, you want to say the Shanti part?
Okay. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya.
Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya.
Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya.
Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya.
Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya.
Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Namaskaram. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Raja.
Thank
Thank you, Balaji. Very interesting.
Thank
Thank you.